Welcome back to the channel where we explore, learn, and theorize about the Marvel Universe. Today we're going to be covering the plot leak for Loki Season 1 Episode 1, but first, I'm giving away a copy of Marvel's Avengers, so if you want to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stay tuned till the end where I'll go into more details on all the giveaway stuff again there. Now let's get started. I've gone through this plot leak of Season 1 Episode 1 of the Loki show and tried to make some sense of it, since the leaker says that they're from China and obviously English isn't their first language. But the original version will be on the screen if you want to try to make some sense of it, and I'll read you my version, which will hopefully be a little easier to understand. Also, I should mention that this could contain spoilers, so if that'll affect your viewing experience in any way, please click off the video now, and if not, then take it with a grain of salt, as although it for the most part sounds okay, it's very badly written and could easily be fake. The show begins with Loki in a TVA interrogation room. Special Agent Mark, played by Owen Wilson, is briefly introduced and explains how they caught Loki with the Tesseract. He'll then tell Loki that he's actually from the past and will blame him for everything that's happened. The actions of the Avengers opened a wormhole in the multiverse that the TVA have to fix, which they're now calling the Fault. I'm not sure, but didn't Eric Selvig talk about a fault in Thor 2? Might have been something else, but let me know in the comments if you think he was predicting this event or if they're completely different. Mark then explains that the rift consists of 3 universes, which will continue to appear in the MCU after these events. There's the main universe with the Avengers, a universe with an alternative land, which might be talking about the Ultimate Universe that's rumored to be coming and could be how they introduce the X-Men, and lastly, a universe with a quantum catastrophe, which could be how the Fantastic Four arrive. Loki refuses to help and breaks out of his cuffs, running out into the hallway, almost making it to the room where the Tesseract is, but before he can touch it, time begins to rewind, and he finds himself once again in the chair. Agent Mark tells him he has no choice, and leaves him in the interrogation room alone with the files on the deaths of Odin, Frigga, and himself at the hands of Thanos due to his actions. Then we see Richard E. Grant's character, Mr. Mills, who will be the main antagonist in the show. He orders Mark to proceed to the second part of the plan and tells him that it is much more dangerous than him, and I'll explain what's more dangerous than him in a second. We then see a huge room filled with TVA agents who all look almost the same. Then they go over to a Mobius table, which monitors the Fault to check for new information. It's here that we learn what's more dangerous, a female version of Loki. It also goes on to confirm that there is in fact a multiverse, which we already knew, but it says that in an alternate universe, Loki killed Thor and is attacking New York. Next, Mark removes the TVA bracelet, similar to the ones worn by the prisoners off of Loki, and explains that if the Fault is not stopped, the universes will be destroyed. Loki asks how to stop it, and Mark says by cheating time. And who's better for the job than the God of Mischief himself? He then tells Loki that they need 3 versions, and Loki asks, "You want to call another me?" To which Agent Mark says, "No, someone better." After that, we see the Cabinet of Mills, which is kinda like the Council of Ricks in Rick and Morty, the Council of Wells in The Flash, or the Interdimensional Council of Reeds, obviously in the Marvel Universe. The council is associated with an unknown person who tells them to be careful, but from the one-sided dialogue, most likely the Mills speaking, it's observed that whoever they're talking to is under their control. However, Mills angrily leaves and goes into a secret room in his office full of clocks, some mechanical, digital, sand, and even a number of some strange and magical devices. He walks behind a mirror and approaches one of the hourglasses that has miniature black holes in the top and bottom, which burn and regenerate the sand. He takes them in his hands and moves one counterclockwise, after which all of the clocks in the room emit a scraping sound, which is probably referring to another hidden room behind the clocks. We then see a capsule land in the rain on an alternate Earth. This is a scene from the leaked photos that has Loki in a TVA jacket, walking with Mark and a couple other TVA agents. They're headed to the mall where something strange is happening, and Mark explains that this version of Earth has its own team of heroes as well, but they must steal an object before coming into contact with them. Loki offers to play a trick with time, but Mark explains that this is only possible in their original continuity, the Zero Time Zone. As it turns out, the female version of Loki is not a villain, but rather trying to stop the consequences of the rift in this universe. We then see the effect of sucking, which is a very small black hole that absorbs everything around it. She creates copies of herself, absorbs a black hole, and burns out. We see about 10 of her clones, but the holes continue to appear. Mark yells that it's useless and asks her to move away from the holes, saying that if she continues, it'll suck everyone up. She then throws everyone to a place where Loki is stationary, and 2 versions of him overlap, resulting in a bright flash, which is most likely multiverses colliding. After this, we'll see a flashback from the perspective of the female Loki. It'll introduce an alternate Asgard, an evil version of Thor, and an adult whose face is never shown. But from the scenes it's clear that Thor wanted the throne and killed his father for it. Finally, we see Thor's dead body, and Loki sits on the throne in a completely dark room. We return to the present where the last TVA agents delay the black holes and run back to the capsule. We then see both Lokis unconscious and being dragged on board. Mark explains to another agent that this is the Flash effect, and when you meet an alternate version of yourself, this shouldn't happen, and it's probably due to the fault, where some force is trying to unite the universes, but in turn will destroy all alternate versions of themselves, leaving only one, probably the original. We then see the same exact scenes from the beginning of the episode, but this time it's female Loki. But when she looks in the mirror, you see it's really our Loki. The camera pans to his wrist where the veins are glowing, similar to how the black holes were. Mark leaves the room and says he needs to show Loki something. He says that the fall affected 586 events in the universe, including the original Avengers. But the impetus, what caused it, was the creation of a time machine, and the main problem isn't that they have to be careful when using time travel, but rather that they need to recreate some events to erase the fall. Then Mark takes them to the 1960s and tells Loki, "You need to kill someone." The end of the first episode. So pretty much the Cliff Notes version is that Iron Man, creating time travel, and the Avengers traveling through time to defeat Thanos, created the fault and altered 586 events in the multiverse, which they now have to fix before the universes are destroyed. However, if you remember from the beginning, they needed 3 people. Obviously our Loki, the female version, and it's been rumored that we'll see Kid Loki as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's introduced as the last member in the second episode. But let me know what you guys think about all this. Do you believe any of this leak? And if so, what are your thoughts about what you were able to make out of it? Now on to the giveaway details. We've gained 200 subscribers in the past 2 months, and I know that we can easily beat that. So for the 1000 subscriber giveaway, I'm gonna do something special. Whenever we hit 1000 subscribers, I'll choose a random winner and give away a copy of Marvel's Avengers. But there's a catch. If we get 1000 subscribers by August 1st, I'll instead give away a copy of Marvel's Avengers, the deluxe edition. I already gave away a Baby Groot Funko Pop at the 500 subscriber mark. So if you're new to the channel or you want to be entered to win a copy of Marvel's Avengers, make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment on this video. And since it'll be truly random, the more videos you leave a comment on, the better chance you'll have to win. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.